All right, going live 5 minutes early. Some exciting stuff to go over to do today, so that's why we're a little bit early. I see Diane was in the house here earlier. I'm shaking the table, so that's why the video is moving. But I have some exciting news to give you today. Some exciting, hey Ronney, some exciting news and some exciting slides to go through, or pictures or photos, and an exciting, well, not new to me. Hey, Rob on the road. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. It is 12 noon here. What is it? Good evening already for you? You're living in the future. What's it like? What's it like in the future? I came across this, sorry about the screen wiggling here a little bit. My computer's on the table and it's doing a little dance there. But I've got some exciting news also. Oh yeah, StreamYard, Stream Elements. I saw this on Ready Cold in the future. Oh no, I'll try to send you some warmth, my friend. Let's just see what is the warmth today. I don't know if I can do that or not, but if you saw my last videos where I can go in the future or in the past, I'll send you some. A high of 29 today, a low of 22, and looks like partially cloudy. And that's what we got for weather forecast for today. So, and I don't mean to rub it in or anything, but it's warm in parts of the world and cool in others. So unfortunately, but I've come across, I have some great friends, brothers and sisters online that we do Bible studies and stuff. And I was talking with Michael about how do you get strength, wisdom, courage, and love? How do you get this? And it's through the Bible. You ask whatever you ask for, you will receive. And so I tried to look up online how you get strength and how you get wisdom and courage and love. And I come across these sayings by other people, so they're not mine. But I try to do a little bit of a video about it because I really it inspired me, and it's really profound as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just going to find a way to make this sound like it's not being like acted or read or so it's like coming from me as opposed to reading it. Although I do have it on the side over here written down so that I can remember the words that were spoken. And so, for example, if I pray to the God and I ask him for certain things, like I asked for strength and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love and God gave me troubled people to help. That's my prayers are answered. Now that is very profound to me. It means a lot because I was studying things about that. And those, like I said, it's not my thoughts. They're thoughts that I've saw on YouTube. So I thought I'd just mention that so that, you don't think it's me. I'm not that profound that I can come up with things like that, but that really opened my eyes. But I want to make a video about that and I'll state that it's not my thoughts. So Rob, I use StreamYard, and I'm going to be switching, and I might even do another stream later on today or tomorrow. I'm so excited about this new streaming software. I don't know if you've heard about it. I think you use Melon. I think you were saying you use Melon. Now, this new software is internet-based also. Again, it's not from your computer like OBS was. It's like StreamYard and like Melon and like all those ones that are, I think there's 3 good ones. StreamYard used to be the big kid on the block. This one is going to take over, let me tell you, and it's going to put StreamYard to shame. Now, StreamYard, the free version, I think it's 20 hours a month. I think unlimited hours per day, but only 20 hours per month. So if you do 20 hours in one day, that's it for the rest of the month. But if you only stream every Sunday, that's 4 days, and you stream 1, 2, 3 hours, you're still way below your 20-hour limit. And with StreamYard, I don't know how many you get with Melon, but StreamYard, you can get 10 people in the basement, or 10 people on with you as camera. And you get certain other things, I'm talking free version. I'm not talking about the paid versions of any kind. And I think in Canada, the paid version of StreamYard is $19 or $20 a month. So that's not too bad. $39 a month gets you a higher version with more stuff added. Now, I don't know what Melon gives you as far as streaming hours in a month, how many people you can have on board with you, things that you can do. Like StreamYard is limited to, you can't have backgrounds, like OBS. So this new software is between StreamYard and OBS. OBS you could do anything with, but it's not a web-based version. It's from your computer. So if you have a slow computer, it wouldn't work as well as StreamYard does. StreamYard is web-based, so anything you do is from the internet, which you don't need a powerful computer to use it. The new one is the same way as StreamYard, but you can do almost everything OBS does. And the free version gives you a lot more capability than StreamYard has. You can have 12 people on board with you, 5 gigabytes of space on recording space. I think you only get maximum of 2 hours a day for 30 hours a month, but you only get 2 hours a day. Not like StreamYard, where you can have many hours in a day, as long as you don't go over the 20-hour limit per month. But this new one, you can have minimum or maximum of 2 hours per day, but 30 hours per month. And I sometimes do go over 2 hours a day on Sundays, but I mean, 2 hours is quite a long time to be on a stream, on a live stream. It gives you also, a whole bunch of other things. I can take the background off. I can put whatever I want on there. I can have different scenes. I can go from one scene to another scene, just like OBS. I was going to set it up for this Sunday, but I just got into it an hour ago, so I didn't have time to set it up and get ready to go with it. So my next live stream, after I get to play with this a little bit, my next live stream will be, I'll use that new software. So if you want to still do live streams, the new one I think you should check out. It's fantastic. It does way more than StreamYard. And as a matter of fact, from what I'm reading from interviews on YouTube, is StreamYard might be dead. And Melon. Like they're all going to be on the wayside, especially for the free, but even for the paid version. The paid version is $19 a month. And it gives you a whole bunch more stuff. And then $39, just like StreamYard, for the full professional version, which gives you a ton more stuff again. But for the free version, there's way more already than StreamYard. You do get an on-screen watermark with the free version, just like you do in StreamYard, that little duck in the top corner. But so what? I don't really care about that so much. And even for $20 a month, if it does what it says it does, I'm going to try the free out for a little while here and see what it can do. And then, like, I don't have like tons of money, but $20 a month. And if you pay by the year, it's even a little cheaper. Again, it's not $20 a month. It comes out to about $18 a month if you pay it one time for the year total. But fantastic piece of software. So if you're interested, let me know. And I'm going to maybe explain a little bit more about it here too online here. Diane was in earlier, and Ronney Braun is in the house, and Rob, I think, is still in the house. Ronney Braun still using the new channel thing here. Got in early before they became super popular. Oh, cool. Well, $70 a year is really good. That's a pretty good price. That is very good. And I'm not sure what the free version can do compared to the paid version of this software. I don't know if it'll be compatible with that. You must get a lot more when you pay for something than you would like a free version of something. But I should give you the name. Go and check it out. Have a look anyways. I'll put it in the window, and I am now a member of it. And just go check it out and see. Go to pricing, and then they'll show you three different, the free, the $19 a month, and the $39 a month, what you get with that. This one is going to take over, my friend. Believe it or not. It can do incredible. It acts just like OBS. You can do different scenes, timers, backgrounds, templates, all kinds of things, and it's all free, all totally free, which is simply amazing. Let me just see here. I was going to start with a do I have one even set up? A photo set up for? I got some photos we were going to set up for a slideshow today. I don't know why they call it a slideshow. I don't have slides; they're photos. But eView Mukes is the new kid on the block, and I'm sure from what I see, it's gonna take over for StreamYard. Let me tell you. And the free version of Melon. Those are going to be like out the window. It's too bad. I'm shirtless again today, guys. Unfortunately, or fortunately. Anyways, okay. How do I get? Let me pull this over to the side. Oh, there we go. Let me put this up on the screen. Shawn, the Down Under Cruisers. have been using eMukes for about a month. He seems to like it. Oh, it's okay. Well, if you know what the name of it is, go and check it out. At least have a look. Go to evumux.com or whatever it is, and see for yourself. Like, it is amazing. It can do beautiful things. Yeah, and it is fairly new on the block. It might be like just over a month old. So it's fairly new that way, let me tell you. Okay, let me just see if I can put up some pictures. If anybody's got any questions, type them in. I'll answer them the best I can, and I'll try to explain a little bit about the photos themselves, because they're not all from the same. I've got a whole bunch mixed up from recent to even back a couple of years ago, photos that I haven't shown yet, I don't think, anyway. So this one here, obviously, Playa del Carmen. I went to Playa del Carmen a couple of times from Cancun here to go drone flying, and I like Playa del Carmen. It's a nice place. And this is right on Fifth Avenue. It's called, right by the beach, like a block off the beach. And Fifth Avenue is a street, but it's got, like just a little kind of outdoor businesses along both sides. No vehicles drive on there. It's just a walking street. People walk on it. And the stores sell there. There's cafes, there's restaurants, there's pubs, tiny little stores selling jewelry and trinkets and all kinds of things. The audio, in English, ADO, audio, is a bus terminal that goes from there to Cancun, to Tulum, to Chichen Itza, to wherever. It's the big, in Canada, they call them Greyhound, or in the US, they call them the Greyhound buses. Big, comfortable buses with like a toilet in the back. You can go to so if it's a long trip, you can at least go to the washroom. Very, very comfortable. They have TVs that pop down as they're driving, and they'll play a movie, so you can watch a movie on the way. And I think it's always in Mexican, but who cares? I pick up the odd word in Mexican, but I don't understand what they're saying at all. But when you watch the movie, you get the gist of what's going on anyway. So this is Playa del Carmen. This is right on the beach. You can see the water in the background there. Yeah, let's carry on. Oh, there was this other family, a little girl. She saw me taking the picture, and she's smiling for her parents, which are standing beside me. And she looks over at me, and she's smiling. The minute she saw that I took a picture of her, she ran away, and she was frowning and ran away, ran over to her mom and dad. She didn't like me taking a picture of her, but I caught her with a smile. She's a cute little girl. So, oh, there's the arrow. I think I have 29 photos in the slideshow here. So stick around and we'll go through them here. This is number 2. Okay, what's next? Oh, also Playa del Carmen. There is a name for this statue. It's not fully in there. They look more at the top of this thing, which is this here, the meeting. I don't know what. There's a big screen they put up in the background here. I was going to edit that out of there. I don't know whether they're stopping the wind from kind of blowing through, because right below this photo, and I've got some pictures of them, they put the Mayans put on a bit of a show there between the two pillars there. And oh, hey, Philly, Road Trek. How you doing, Philly? Stay tuned. We've got a slideshow going here. Or stay with us. We've got this slideshow going here. Portal Maya. That could be it. That could be it. Portal Maya. If you've seen this or been here to Playa del Carmen, that's yes. And some lady asked me to stop in or to take a picture up with her camera of, and she's going to pose there. Well, I cut off the top of this thing in the picture, and she didn't like that. So I had to go back, and I walked away for a little bit, and then walking around, and then I seen her again, and she come running over me, and she says, "Please take a picture again, retake it. You cut off the top part." So I had to take more pictures. She was totally Mexican. I didn't understand what she was saying, but what she was showing me, I understood. Yes, Philly, how you doing? Checked out your market thing there. Love it. Great stuff. So I think I have 29 photos here for the slideshow today. And there should be something in here to Now, I am excited, like I was telling Rob or whoever was in here to catch that, the EV Mux, the new software, and I'm not using it at the moment, but I will be switching, let me tell you, from StreamYard to EV Mux. EV Mux. EV Mux. The reason I didn't really order anything, Philly, is because you said something about only in the US or only in wherever, and I'm in Mexico, and ordering stuff in Mexico is a little bit hard for me, even from Amazon. They don't ship to Mexico, so I have to ship to Canada if I want to order anything, and then have my friend ship it here. I thought, well, what the heck? So I don't usually do any ordering while I'm here. I'm just going to wait till I get back to, and then we can figure it out. I have friends that have a place at the borders where they ship their stuff at the border, and then they go pick it up themselves, because most cities in Canada are very close to the border, within several hundred miles anyways, very close. And some are right on the border, like you can stay in this one town and you can walk across the border. It's not far, just walking distance across the street, matter of fact, and you're in a different city. So yeah, I know. Yeah, stateside, right on. Cool. Okay, let's carry on with the next photo here. It's probably some of the same. I kind of grouped all Playa del Carmen stuff together. So, oh yes, this is Playa del Carmen again. You can see the word back there, Playa del Carmen, back there still. And these are the marina. There's several different police forces. This guy, I think it's a guy, giving me the thumbs up. This could be a girl, a woman. Thumbs up. They don't mind you taking pictures of them, but this is they're like on the beaches, and then they have the federale kind that are in the streets. They're dressed with the same camouflaged uniforms, and then the police, which are the black uniforms with the police on them. So they all hang out in the same area, and this is how they in the back of the vehicle like this, and they just hang on for dear life. So, all right. I hope you can see that, or should I take that? Well, that didn't change the size of the photo. It just took my picture off, but I'm still here. Anyways, let's carry on with the next shot. Yeah, they don't play. They're locked and loaded. Yeah, no kidding. They're guns. Some of them, not this one. No, not that one. But some of they all have long guns. But some of them have, on this side here, this piece right here is clear. like plexiglass or whatever the, and they can see the bullets in them, so they can just have a quick look and they can see that they're loaded. But believe me, they're loaded. They're ready to go. And when they're holding them across their chest, their finger is usually straight out, but it's right where the trigger is. So if you start doing something stupid, they'll shoot first, then they'll ask questions later. So, but I found that they're all really friendly. And if you take a picture of them, I have a small camera that it's very inconspicuous. They still notice that and they smile. And if they're just like standing on the street, and I do have like a Canon, like a 35 millimeter camera, they'll actually pose, for the cameras. They're pretty friendly that way, at least. But don't let them ever throw you in jail. Ooh, you don't want to go to jail. Even by any of them, by the police or whatever. The police are unfortunately pretty corrupted. All right, let's see what we got next. Oh, this is Playa del Carmen also. On the left-hand side, you can't see, unfortunately, it's not good to explain something that's not in the photo, but on the left side is the street, which is Fifth Avenue. It's about 100 yards away. And on the right side is the ocean. So and the beach there where they're playing volleyball and what have you over on this beach over here. So, but these guys here are swinging and they are upside down like this. And they go from the top of this big pole here, and they swing around and round and round upside down until they get to the very bottom, until that guy's right side up already. This one's still upside down. He'll flip over in a moment. And this guy's just flipping over. But they go until they touch the ground with their hand there, and then they flip over, right side up. And then it takes them about, I don't know, a minute or a minute and a half, 2 minutes to come from the top down. I don't know how tall this pole is. It's very, very high. I don't know if 100 feet seems outrageously high, but this is the Portal Maya area. Right behind me is the Portal Maya. And you can see the shadow of this. Well, it's not that pole. It's just a different pole. Anyway, there'll be some pictures in here of this. There's the guy still at the top of this pole. Now, this guy doesn't come down on the ropes. He stands on this platform or sits there when they're coming down, but he does a dance up on top of this pole. On the top of this platform, look how big it is. Like, it's not very big. He'll stand up there with he's not tied on or nothing. He plays a little flute and a drum, and he'll stand up there and play this thing while they're swinging. So he climbs up first, goes up on top of there, stands on that thing or sits there, and when it's before they come down, they start wrapping the rope around the pole, so that when they come down, that's what spins them, is the rope coming off of the pole. And he'll sit down then. But before they get ready, they do their prayers or whatever they do to their gods to say, please let me survive this one. And then they'll hang upside down, and it because the ropes are twirled around the pole, it brings them down in this. They're twirling. I have video of this, but not on here, but I have video of this. So anyways, this guy climbs up first, does his little dances, and then climbs down. I used to be scared of heights until I had to rappel off an 80-foot tower. Oh my, yikes. Yeah, and Ronney Braun says he's scared of heights. Yeah, I'm scared of heights too, let me tell you. If I go up there, I'll probably pass out. So these guys do this several times every day, several times, putting their life in danger several times. And when they get to the bottom, They walk around the crowd with their hat and they ask for pesos. That's how they get paid. And let me tell you, like 200 pesos is $10 US dollars. And, people are giving them 20 pesos, 50 pesos. Not many people would give them like 100 pesos, which is $5. And there's 5 of these, well, I think 6 of these guys. 4 come down on the ropes, 1 stands on top, and then 1 stays down in the bottom collecting money. Hey, Justin and Christina, you're just in time for the little bit of a slideshow we've got going here. And like I said, if anybody has any questions, please type them in. I'll answer, and I'll explain a little bit about what the photo is about anyways. So I don't know the name of this, Rob, what they call this. Yes, they do this not only in Playa del Carmen, they'll do it in Cancun, they do it at Tulum, they do it all over the place. And like I said, all they do is pass their hat around and ask for a few pesos for their putting their life in danger several times a day. I never did ask them, has anybody fallen from there? When was their last? They do kind of a ritual before they go up, and while they're up there, I'm supposing they're asking their Cozumel, okay. They're asking the gods like to protect them, so that they don't fall or whatever. This is probably more of a Mayan or an Aztec thing as opposed to a Spanish ritual, but very dangerous. And yet, like I said, all they do is ask for a few simple pesos. And I was there. They went up several times, and when they come down, they keep coming around with their hat, and I keep paying because when you only give them 20 or 50 pesos, like 50 pesos, what is that? Half of that, $2.50 for 50 American dollars, $2.50. Hopefully, they'll make enough money I don't know, they need to get paid for that. So anyways, next photo is, there they are in full swing. This guy here, he's in full swing, and this one down here, there's 4 of them that come down on the ropes, upside down like this. And you can see by the people in the background how high they are. They're just about down. And it's quite high. I don't know. I mean, I'm not very good at measurements, but I don't know if like 100 feet might be too high as an estimate. But it is quite high. It's a lot higher than I'd like to I wouldn't. Just to climb up and then climb right back down from that pole would be scary for me. And like I said, that one guy, he dances on the platform up there. This guy, he plays a little drum. I don't know if you can see it in his hands. He plays a little flute and a little drum that he'll bang on, and he'll stand on top of this little platform there with no ropes. And he'll play a little thing there, a little music, and then and then he'll sit down on there, and then they come down. So there they are in full swing. Like I have video of this also. So not for today, but one of my videos coming out is gonna show them going around and the music they'll play. Fantastic though, but like I said, their payment is probably pretty minimal, like unbelievable. They put their lives in danger like that. I'm sure they would never do this in Canada. And this is the what do you call that? Portal Maya. That's one statue over on the side over there, and I'm standing by the other one. And these guys are, I don't know whether they're Mayan or Aztec. He's blowing on a horn here, and they do their drums. They play the drums, play flutes, and blow the horn. That horn there, or the big seashell, and they do their dance out in front here. And again, all they do is pass a hat around looking for a few pesos. These guys don't really put their lives in danger, but they show you their custom dances that they used to do, and usually it gathers quite a crowd. This is the same ritual that they have here. This is a woman, is the only female that's in the, and this is incense or something that smokes anyway. Not on fire, it just smokes more. And she's I guess offering something to the gods or whatever. They're offering something, and then they do their dance. On their feet they have seashells. All of them wear these seashells around their ankles, and they're all painted up. Their bodies are all painted. And this is in Playa del Carmen again. Hey, I see the word Cozumel in the background there. So you can go over to you can take the right at the ferry place where you take the ferry to Cozumel. So if you were at Cozumel, you know where I'm standing at the moment. So, and here they are here, but their bodies are all painted up, and there's seashells on their feet or ankles, and the horn that they blow, the big seashells. I guess they have around their wrists too. They have seashells. They put up quite a nice dance. Yeah, you see, that's why I haven't been out as much as I want to be. I want to go to a few of the tours. I've been to Chichen Itza, I've been to Xcaret, but I have not been to Tulum, and I want to go there. And I want to go back to Xcaret on March the 20th when they have the snake. It happens twice a year, and the Mayans were so well advanced in their mathematics and their study of the solar system. They knew 1,000, 2,000 years ago or more that the planets were all going to line up in a straight line. And that was in the year 2000 and whatever. I can't remember the year, but they knew that thousands of years ago already. So their pyramid that they built at Chichen Itza was built on, what is the celebration? March the 20th. That's not when the longest day is the longest night. It's the beginning of the rainy season or something or other. Twice a year this happens, in the spring and the fall, where the shadow of the staircase of the pyramid shadow goes across to the other side of the steps, and at the very bottom of the pyramid they have a big snake head. And if you're there on the 20th, I don't know what the other, a year later or months later, the same thing happens again. It happens twice a year, and it's so crowded there because people want to go there and see this. The time lapse would be the shadow going across, looks like a snake crawling down, and then when his head lights up, that's the whole snake. And how they figured out to build this pyramid that could do that, and how to orientate the pyramid, like, it's just incredible. And I'd like to learn their culture. I know the Spanish took over the Yucatan Peninsula. I know they took over, but the Spaniards were such a ruthless, like the Spanish Inquisition. And when they landed here, Cancun was not here, but they landed on this part of Mexico when they first came. So this is where they started conquering the Mayans. And the Mayans were the main Mayans were already gone a couple of 100 years ago. They just discovered their ruins. The Mayans moved away for some reason, not because the Spaniards were coming, but the ones that were left here, the ones that stayed here, the Spaniards wanted to annihilate them all, kill them all, until they just said, well, either be killed or become, one of our. So I'm not quite too sure whether. I've been to a couple of plays that were put on at Chichen Itza, where the Spaniard would ride in on a horse, and the Mayan was sitting there, and they offered a token of the Spaniards, they both offered a token of peace or whatever, and they became friends. Now, I'm not too sure whether the Mayans or the Aztecs really liked that. Anyways, I want to learn more whether the Mayans even today just don't like the Spaniards that had taken over their country and converted it to Spanish, the Spanish Inquisition. Like, Spaniards were pretty ruthless people, and when they come over here and started killing everyone, yikes. So I've met some Aztec people, and I've met some Mayan. The true Mayans, their facial features, and they're shorter people in height, and their facial features are a lot different than I guess what do you call them? Mexican, Spaniards, and other. The Aztecs are a little bit taller people, but their facial features are quite a bit different also. These here are probably true Mayan or as whatever this group is. I don't know if this is Aztec or Mayan, but anyways, Mayan is a different language than Espanol. So, but anyways, let's carry on with some pictures here. Here he's blowing the horn, blowing the seashell. There's two of them that do this, two guys there. Now, when I went to Chichen Itza or Xcaret, they had a very proud Mayan culture there also. Like, they're a proud people. They love their country, which is probably rightfully so. There's the seashells they have on their feet. Very interesting, Rob. I've got to get out and ask more questions. I've got to go to find out information booths or something. I can find out more about that's why I came here, to find out more about the culture. Yes, to learn Spanish. Because even the Mayans and the Aztecs, they learn Spanish. I mean, that's the language they speak here. Although some of the old ones probably still use their old language also. This was a photo sent in by someone. Now, she said this was outside, or I don't know if she's outside. She sent me one with like a screen in front. You couldn't even see the screen. Oh, what's the temperature? 60-some, 70 would be right at the top. So, wow. But anyways, this, I don't know what kind of bird this is. It's a stork or She said this is a big bird. This is Sharon's. Sharon sometimes sends me in some photos. And if anybody else has any photos they're willing to share, email them to me. I don't know if I have my email in the description below. It might be. And send me photos. I'll put them in. I've got several to come yet of photos. There's 29 photos in each, and I've got enough for a couple of months worth of, well, if I only have 4 streams a month, I've got enough to cover me until I go home. Slideshows. So this was sent in by Sharon anyways. And I don't, she was telling me that this is a pretty big bird. Now, if you want yourself, I'm sure that you could zoom in on the photos yourself. If you're using at least your tablet or your phone, you can pinch and zoom in and out yourself. I don't have to be the one, but you can do it yourself. I'll set up a Dropbox link with some pictures. Perfect, Rob. Do that. Put in whatever photos and that you are willing to share. And let me know if there's anything about any of the photos that you don't want to be in. You don't want something in the photo, I'll crop it out or, do whatever. But yeah, I'd love that. And I am from an artistic family. I love art. I love photos. You might not know it. I like to consider myself as somewhat of a photographer. I worked for a professional photographer, not as the photographer, but I worked as a helper at the time, and like wedding photography, and like go get the cameras, get the lighting, do this, do that, and taking several pictures, when it's set up. But you might not tell from my photos that I consider myself to be a photographer, a videographer. I like to use my drone a little more, but what I don't do is set up my drone videos or my videos, even without drones, as cinematic videography type. I don't know why. I'm capable of make it more like a movie that you want to watch, make you want to watch. I just put it on because I wanted to have a place to store my video so that I can go back. Was my whole thing about YouTube, was my hard drive became full of my videos and I needed some place to store my videos, and YouTube was the only place. And I put them on YouTube, and what do you know? People started subscribing. So I did actually make a few videos that were meant as I set them to the music, not the other way around. When I set up videos and then put the music in after. But for me to make a nice movie or a nice videography story is I'll pick the music first and then make the video to the music, pick the video for the music. And that makes quite a bit of difference. And do the transitions and whatever on the beats and make it more cinematic that way. So I can do that. I just don't seem to do that more. And I have a few people that follow me that says, they're giving me heck, giving me shit. Like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I said, well, I do know how to do that. I just prefer not to. I don't know why. I just want to show my videos, and I will want to go back and look at these. I go back and watch my first or second or third, all my old videos to see where I was in this world. When I went across Canada, man, I was there at those places. I can't believe it. When it becomes a memory, it's like, wow, why don't I think of that at the time I'm there? Like this, I'm here in Mexico. After I go back to Canada, I'm going to look at this situation and all these videos and say, wow, I was there. I did all this stuff. Bruce, good morning. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for popping into the live stream today, and thank you for commenting on my videos. The one in particular was the circus rides. Now that was set up. It was here for a long time. I thought it was a permanent thing here. I think it was here when I got here. And then 2 months later, it's still there. And I always went past that place in the daylight. And one time I came from the hotel strip and the bus goes right by there, and it was nighttime. And I look at all the lights. Things look way better when the lights are on, and it looks way different. And in the daytime, it's not on. There's no people there. But about supper time, then it opens up and it's up until like midnight. It's playing it in the night. Well, I wanted to take my drone up at night. So I told my friend that lives upstairs, I said, I'm going to fly my drone around the lights and stuff. And he said, well, they're gone. They packed up and left now. And I, what? So I went and I walked over there. It's only about 8 blocks away, less than half a mile away. And I walked over there. Sure enough, there's nothing there. They're all gone. So too bad. I don't think they'll come back by the time I get to leave. But anyways, nice to have you in here. The Armchair Wanderer. Perfect. Beautiful. We're having a bit of a slideshow. If you've missed any, you have to go back and look at the early ones. This particular photo is done by Sharon. And Rob said he's going to set up a Dropbox and then put a bunch of pictures in it, and so I can go get them and I'll put them I'll add them to my slideshows. And if anybody else in here has some photos they would like, by all means, either email them to me and you can put an explanation about them or what you don't want as part, like if you're in the photo and it's on the side or something and you don't want to be in it, let me know. I'll crop you out. Yeah, sure. Okay, thanks, Bruce. Okay, let's carry on with the slides. I got a few more left anyway. This one here is also Justin and Christine. If you're still in the house, you should recognize this place. This is a church, monastery or something where some nuns were selling their goods on the side here. But this is, it's a nice building. A lot of buildings here are like white, painted white like that. I suppose, for sunlight, it absorbs less heat than something that's darker colored. This is right at the beach. On the right-hand side is that what do you call that thing again? The Portal Maya. Yeah, it's right on the right-hand side of me here. It's too bad when you have to explain about the picture and it's something that's not in the picture. Well, I didn't want to put that in here so that I could explain that, but yeah, when you have to explain something that's off camera, it's why not take a picture of it? It is what it is there anyway. So now I find that Mexico, they have something called Day of the Dead or something, but skeletons are everywhere. And when you go to gift shops and things, there's like shelves and shelves full of skeleton, like skulls, and they really honor their dead people. Sugar skulls. I'm not even too sure I know what that is. Sugar skulls. They have these skulls like this, like I said, little trinkets that you could buy on T-shirts. They make carvings, but there are a lot of these. So it must have a really significant meaning. And when I went to Xcaret or someplace like that, I went to a graveyard, and it's not like the graveyards in Canada where there's a headstone and then the grass and then the headstones and the grass. they have tiny little houses, and they're decorated. These little houses, they're piled one on top of the other or side by side. It's not like the size of a whole body. They're very small, but they're decorated. Very beautiful decorations. Oh, the sugar skulls. Okay, that's the name of the given to these. This is a sugar skull that's right here then, right? Now you can, I don't know if you can tell the size of this thing. It's almost to my chest at the top of the skull, so that you get some sort of significant behind the size. I didn't notice that there was flowers in the eyes. So this size of this thing is almost 4 feet high, maybe. Yes, very highly decorated. Yes, like this thing is. What's in the teeth? Shells. Wow. And fish all over them, and seaweeds and starfish, and wow, amazing. Yeah, this one is huge. And like when I went to this trinket place, there must have been on this one shelf, there must have been 50 of just the skull sculptures, and they were like, oh, an inch, or not an inch, that's too small, maybe 2 inches high, small ones. But there must have been 50 or more on this one shelf, all the same. And then you go to the next shelf, and it was a little bit more of the skeleton, or in a different pose or something. Yeah, no kidding, huge. The main religion over here is Catholic. The Spaniards, I guess, converted them to Catholic religion, mainly the Christian. Now, this woman here was on the beach, and like I said, bottles, glass bottles are really not looked for, because I don't know if they have a suppository wherever they take empties to, like in Canada, pop bottles, beer bottles, tin cans, you can take them all to a place where they'll give you money for them, and they're like 10 or 15 or 20 cents for each one, so there's a lot of money there. But here it looks like they only go for cans. They don't care about plastic bottles or glass bottles. You see glass bottles all over the beach. But this woman had a stick and a cement can, and then the stick was cemented in the can, and she's crushing these and then putting them in her bag. So she'll put a can on there. I just finished a can of beer, and I gave it to her, and she squashed it and put it in her for more room, I guess. But that's how she squashed these things. She's stomping on them, squashing it. I thought that was, I asked her if I could take her picture, and she hung her head. She said, sure. ¿Puedo tomar tu foto? ¿Puedo tomar tu foto? That's, can I take your picture? Can I take your photo? This was another one. They go through, several people, they're going through all the garbage cans. She's looking for cans. A lot of people, you can drink all kinds of stuff on the beach, beer, whatever, pop, all on the beach here. And they sometimes they don't throw them in the garbage, but Yeah, 5 cents at the most. Way back when I was a kid, also they were like 5 cents. Now they're quite a bit more. Like they're actually pretty good. Like at least 10 or 20 cents for each bottle or can, or like that's not so bad. And when I was in Vancouver, there's guys with shopping carts with bags in the shopping carts, and they're full. They gather every bottle or can or they can get their hands on, and they take them to the place where they can get money for them. It's probably a good income, actually. Yeah, no kidding. Bought a lot of candy back in them days. Yes. Even at a nickel a piece. We used to go on the highways, and as kids, parents would drive a vehicle, and we'd walk along the ditches looking for bottles and cans too. So it was worth a bit of money to us kids. Oh, more of the guys swinging upside down. And there looks like you can see the people standing here. So you can see that they're just about down again. And I'm going to put a video up. I've got to put my videos up in order of when I took them. So I'm about 3 weeks behind on purpose. So yeah, no kidding. I follow actually a couple of people on YouTube that are scrap collectors, scrap metal collectors, even computer boards and things they have, because they have gold terminals inside there and other metals that they go hunting for. And they're, some metals, they take them to the metal shop and then they like buy the loads full. But yeah, good money there. Oh, you do? Oh, I think you were telling me about that. I'm gonna have to go have a look again. Yes, cool. Yeah, like the scrapyard collector guys, so they were showing me how they get the gold out of he had like piles and piles of computer boards there that he was getting metal out of and gold out of there. And then other metals too, like aluminum, wire, copper wire, things like that, all kinds of stuff. Right on the beach, Playa 2023. Straight across there. Okay, that must be a ship. But straight across over there is Cozumel, the island. And here's a ferry just coming in. And this is a big, this is a big cruise ship going by. I didn't know he was even there. He was in the background. Yeah. 2023. I have one video where I picked up a scrap bike and rebuilt it and used it. And using another scrap bike. There are, in Vancouver anyways, there's a place called Tent City where one guy in there you could go and take your scrap bicycle there to him. Then he would build pieces off of one, make rideable bicycles out of the scrap ones, and then he would sell the bicycle that works. You could take the pedals off of one, or the wheels off another one, or the handlebars off another one, and keep building. That's what his job was. He had a few of the scrap ones there. Now this ship is in Vancouver. A cruise ship going to, I think, Japan. Let me just see here. Holland. This one must be from Holland. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories high. Big cruise ships. Oops. Big cruise ship. And I'm standing on a beach in Vancouver, looking across. Across in the back is where I'm standing is someplace called Ambleside. And I'm looking across to, you know what? I forgot the name. The biggest park in Vancouver City. How can I forget the name? The big trees were knocked down one year from a big storm or something that went through there. But big ship. My goodness. 5 stories high. Oh, there it is. There it is again. It must be from Norway. Stanley Park. Correct. Right on, Bruce. Stanley Park. That's the name of the park. I used to live in Vancouver years and years ago, but I used to live there. We used to go to Stanley Park every at least once a week, my father and I, because he was an artist, and he would set up when they had the zoo and everything there. We'd set up in the place where all the artists would go and paint and sell their goods. But I think you can even actually see people. Well, it gets fuzzy because that, I don't know why it's fuzzy. I must have focused in on the wrong place. And there's a bird flying right in front of the screen here. But that's the same ship, just was going by, and I took another shot of it. I hate fuzzy videos or pictures. There is a way to sharpen them up a little bit, but nothing is worse than a out of focus picture. Never been on a cruise ship. I've never been on a cruise ship myself. I've been on a lot of ships in Vancouver, the ones that come in, not cruise ships, but yeah. I don't know if I don't think I had autofocus on, because I don't use autofocus, because when you move the camera, it focuses on the wrong thing usually. But I think it's just my fault, not focused properly. But the bird flew right in there. You don't really notice it. You think it's something wrong with the ship. But I went on a lot of ships that would bring in products from Japan or whatever, and I'd go on the ships. They would give me a tour because I lived very close to where all the ships came in. Everybody has a photo of the this was Cowichan Bay, the rainbow. But you can definitely see the purples at the bottom slowly going to blue, to green, to yellow, to red. It's simply amazing how it does that. I mean, we all know how these are formed by just droplets in the air. How does it know to separate the purple ones at the bottom right up to red at the top? How does each individual droplet know that's how that's supposed to form that with the colors like that? Isn't that the God's sign saying he will never flood the earth again? Yeah, right. The bird saying, yeah, look at me, flying right into the picture. Oh, People walk by with bicycles, and on their bicycles, it's like a 3-wheel bicycle, and on the back they have, hey, tumbleweed. Well, I've seen some much better pictures of rainbows, but I just happened to be there that day, and that a rainbow formed. But like I said, when you zoom in, you can see the light, or the purplish color, then the blue right above that, to the green, to the yellow, to the orange. It's amazing. Rainbows just are amazing things, how they show that like that. I usually never have my camera when like 2 or 3 rainbows happen at the same time, or when you can see the whole arch and you can see both ends, not going behind some mountain or someplace. You can see where the ends come touching the land. But this is Cowichan Bay, and they're famous for these big seals that come in. A certain time of year, they come in and they sit on the dock, and the people can't go there because there's just a lot of them. These things are big, huge seals, like it's several hundred pounds. Maybe the big males could be even like a ton, 2,000 pounds. Like they're huge, and they bite you. They'll bite you. They're sunning themselves, and they make this like that noise that they make. Like, wow. So we went there to Cowichan Bay. Is just a small little town, just to see them, because that's what they're famous for, that little place, Cowichan Bay. But they're very smelly. The whole area starts to smell up, and they try to chase them away. This is the last year they want them there. They don't want them there anymore. So there they are. They're sunning themselves. Sometimes they'll have their fights. They're on kind of a wharf out a little ways away, out in the water, and they sit out there and sun themselves. So this is number 23, and I think there's 29, so there's about 6 more photos. I think there's 29 in each group. What the heck is this? Oh, yeah, this was a droplet of sap on a tree. It was so warm out that the sap, it takes a long time, way thicker than honey, almost a solid. And it was just hanging there. So, and it looks like spider webs or something. Yeah, spider decided to. Oops, let's go back to that. That may hang there all day long before it drops. It has to get pretty warm to get it to that state. It's almost a solid. So anyway, that was just hanging on a tree where I was camped at the time. It's on my way to Vancouver from Medicine Hat. I camped along the way. It took me a month to get to Vancouver. I decided to take that amount of time to stopped in all the little roadside places where I could get away from the main highway, the logging roads and stuff. Real rough terrain, boy. I took my van through there. I think this was same place, same time. Butterfly. Everybody takes photos of flowers and butterflies and all that. So this is part of the deal. I do love macro photography, but I don't have too many photos of that, or photos that you have to think about what the heck is it, where macro photography comes in that way. This was, I'll have to think of the place. Wow. Still intrigues me today. Gee, I can't remember the name of the place, but I don't know if am I getting, is that senile or whatever you call that when you can't remember things? This is that same tree. Just a close up of the same, like flowers and what have you. The same thing, but different. What do I got? A few more shots, a couple more, 3 more. This is on the way to Vancouver. The mountain that had snow in the background. This is about, this could be November or April. So on November, I was on my way, it could even be October on my way to Vancouver, near Chilliwack this is, or in April on my way back to out of Vancouver. This is at Chilliwack. Mountain way back there covered with snow. It's nice when this part here in the bottom with the trees are all in darkness and the mountain is the only thing that the sun is going down and the mountain is just lit up white. Oh, this is almost that way. It's not quite that. I didn't see that at that time, but yeah, beautiful scenery. I'm at some sort of a trucker stop or where cars park. It's just a parking area. You could actually sleep there and get what it was at this particular time. There was free Wi-Fi you could get there, but you can't get Wi-Fi there anymore. I see forest up there in the background there. Oh, on the top. Looks like a face right here. 2 eyes, a nose, kind of frowning face with a mouth. Yeah, they have these evergreen trees. They're probably up there quite a ways. I think this is a cloud in the way. Looks like it. Otherwise, you could see more of it. And I think I colored it more bluish than it really is that day. But I usually try to edit my videos. Oh, Frosty Forest. Yeah, I follow Frosty Forest. So he's probably climbing that mountain right there. He's probably right up near the top. Hey, Scooby-Doo is in the house. Yeah, that's all he does is climb mountains. I don't know how the guy can do it. Even in the summertime, he's out there where it's cold. And I followed him through when he got his new van and put all the new equipment in his new van, and then he's riding his bike up so far, and then he parks his bike, and then he snowshoes or whatever up higher, and he climbs these mountains like Brandon, yes, and Philly, right on. Thanks for popping in, guys. I don't know if I can be able to make it tomorrow to the to the thing on Monday. I might be in Tulum on Monday or Tuesday, but I'll try to make it if I can. So let's see how many more photos we got. There could be one or a couple more. Oh, what do you know? I guess everybody, when they go somewhere, they're taking pictures of plants and animals and a little bit of the scenery. Whereas the locals probably are trying to find things to take pictures of. So what do you know? A leaf that looks just like the next leaf. This thing is huge, though. There's nothing to show you, indicate to you size-wise. It's not a small leaf. I think, well, from the stem to the tip is probably more than, definitely more than 1 foot. And across, it's definitely more than 1 foot across also. It's like 1.5 foot across. So these are big leaves. So this is number 29. That could be the last one. Yeah, that is the last one. So let me click back to way back to the front. Let's see what we got here. This was the first one, and that's number 1. Yeah, okay, so there's 29. Yeah, this little girl, she was cute. But the minute she's smiling here, she's out of focus because the background is in focus. And I used must have been a low aperture setting. I don't know. No, it's not a maple leaf, that leaf. That was... they just grow out of the ground like that, like one on a stem and then the big leaf, and then a stem and a big leaf right out of the ground. They're not attached to any, like a tree or anything. That was in Vancouver, not on an island, but the only way to get there is with a ferry. It's part of the mainland, but the only way to get to it was by ferry, called the Sunshine Coast. Like an ivy. Yeah, like an ivy, but let's go back to that. But very huge, like very huge indeed. I can't even see the stem. There's another one. I didn't have a picture of the stem. What can you see in the background there? Absolutely nothing. But it's like, there's a whole bunch here, but they're individual. They're not, well, they're not like part of one plant. Each leaf is one plant in itself. Well, I imagine maybe underground, the roots are all from the same one. It just sends out like a rootlet, and then there's another one. So Rob on the road is in the house, or was in the house. He might still be in here, but he does lives. I don't know if any of you others do live streams. I don't know. I don't know. But if you do, there's a new piece of software out that is perfect, way better than StreamYard is, and the free versions of, and way better than Melon or any of those other ones. And it's eView Mux. eView Mux. If you want to check it out, go have a look. If you do live streams, or if you want to get into live streams, that would be a great one. I'm gonna, after this live stream here, I'm gonna go play with it for a little bit, find out. And my next live stream coming up, I'll just make a pop-up as opposed to Sunday when I usually come. And I'll use it instead, because it's a lot like OBS. It's a transition between StreamYard, which can do minimal amount of things, and OBS, which you can do multitude or anything you want with. It's a combination between the two. So, any photos in here that anybody had any comment about, just let me know, and questions about, I'm sure StreamYard I can play a video of something. I'm not sure how to even do that though. Let me just see here. If I click on this, what do I get? Nothing, absolutely nothing. So how can I make this large? Well, that won't work. What if I go here and here? Oh, okay. So I'm still here. I'm just checking out a few things. Where did I save this? Check out, and we'll go to, it's not in other stuff. Cooking, clothes, hacking, movies, YouTuber, streaming. Ninja, no. Magic, photo tutorials. How to animate still photos. No. Camera. Drex. Camera. Drex. YouTube. No, that's not it. I saved a link. Oh, I saved a link somewhere. And maybe it's in Nomadic Vanman under stream. Oh man, it was an incredible photo, a moving photo though, like a video. And what it would do, you'd watch this little video, you'd watch the video for like a minute, less than a minute, and then you watch the center of this. It's had like moving boxes, moving squares and stuff on the screen, and you concentrate on that for a half a minute, and then you would look away and just look at things, like look at the scenery and like the table you're sitting at, or look at something, and everything moves. It was incredible. Where did I put that? I guess that would be for next time. Anyway. Okay, how do I get back to StreamYard? There we go. And make that large. And let's stop the stop sharing. There we go. Hey, here I are. I'm shirtless. Can't show you my titties. So thank you, Rob. So I'm going to make a video of this, and I don't know how. The one you guys that are in here might, I told you this when we first started the live stream, and I'm going to do it again. This is not my sayings. I looked this up on YouTube, and I found some people had mentioned this before in their lives, or not their lives, but in videos and stuff. So this is not my thinking. Have you decided if you're staying where you are or moving on? For the time that I'm here, like for the 6 months, get my chin up over the 6 months that I'm here, I think I was mentioning I'd like to move to either Playa del Carmen or another place. Well, it's my whole situation here. Like I came to this actual Cancun because of the dentists. I'm one of their favorite clients they've had, because at that time 10 years ago I paid the most money, and they just liked me, and they would turn over backwards for me.
So when I came here, they found a place for me to stay. I'm staying right at the house of one of them who runs one of the clinics, and they, instead of having one clinic, which they did 10 years ago, they now have 11 clinics. So Andy, Irma's son, the one that took over the business, Irma was the owner of the one business in Cancun, which was called Ocean Dental. And now there's 11 of them because her son took over and just ran wild with the business. Like, he's got to be a multi-millionaire. Like, you don't charge, what is it, for a full mouth restoration is like $22,000 American for the highest work you can get done. And these guys, all their dental clinics are packed full. They're hard to get into. So before I came here, I contacted them. I said, do you remember who I am? And they said, of course we remember who you are. They stated where I lived. I had brown hair at the time, or brownish, more not so white. And they said, when are you coming? We've got a place for you. Like, everything was set before I even got here. So that's why I came to Cancun. But I'd love to see other parts of Mexico also. Like, not just, I've been to Playa for 2 weeks when I went there for my dental work, but there's tons of other places to go. So I decided, well, while I'm here, I might as well go and live for a month or two at some other places. So I went to Playa and I asked the dentistry there, I said, do you know of any places I can, it's weird. In Mexico, you can get, you can rent Airbnbs like by the day, but you can't book them for a whole month. It's like maybe for 2 weeks at the most, but by the day. Then you can do rentals. But rentals, they would like you to rent for a minimum of 6 months. Some do a minimum of 1 year. And because they don't want to just rent you a place for a month and then you move out and another one is in for a month, they would rather have you move in for a 6-month period. So where I came, there's no written contract. There's nothing saying that I have to be here for 6 months. Like Benny is the owner who runs a clinic. This house used to be a single dwelling house with the bedrooms upstairs and the living area and the kitchen and what have you downstairs here. But he had since divided it many years ago now into 2 suites. There's a suite upstairs and a suite downstairs. He used to live in the basement here, but the main floor. There are no basements in any houses here. They don't need them. He lives upstairs. I live in the main floor. There is no real bedroom or living room. There is a kitchen, and there's just 2 other kind of main rooms. So where I'm sitting, right behind me is the bed. That's considered, I guess, the bedroom. Then there's another. It's all open. There's another place back there where there's a sofa and the big screen TV on the wall. So that would be the kind of living area. And then there's an actual big kitchen with stove, fridge, the whole works there. Now, I told them that I was going to stay here for 6 months until May. So it was kind of agreed that I was going to stay here. But there is nothing holding me here for 6 months. And when I first got here, there was a couple things I didn't like about them. He has a fish aquarium here, and he said, make sure to maintain the water is at a certain level. Well, it's like putting the onus of me looking after his fish. There was only 2 fish in there. The rest of them died on him months before I got here. So I have to maintain the fish aquarium. I don't have to put salt. It's salt water. I don't have to do anything except just put fresh water in the sump at the bottom, make sure that it's at a certain height all the time. I feed the fish because I think they should be fed, but he doesn't care. I guess he doesn't care whether I feed them or not, or look after the tank. I don't clean. I don't do anything. I just make sure the water is, but he's putting the onus on me. I don't want to do that. So I looked for another apartment, and I told him that, and he even actually took me to a couple of places to look. But then I felt bad about that. I said that I'm in Canada. He says, come here. We got a place for you, blah, blah, blah. I set this up for me. He moved upstairs. He was living in the basement here, in the main floor. I felt bad, and I thought, okay, I won't look for another place. I'll stay here. So I've been here, 2.5 months, just about 3 months now. And I went to Playa a couple times, and I really like the place. So I thought I'd ask the dentist guys there. I said, do you know where I can get Airbnbs or a rental for the next 3 months, not 6 months anymore? He said, well, we'll check into it for you. So it might be hard to get a rental place for 2 months that I have left, 3 months. So, and I'm leaving at May the 5th. So it's not a full month. It's only 5 days into May that I'm going to be gone. I don't want to pay for that whole month. So here I'll just pay up to May 5th and then leave. Careful not to pick up a mouse. Funny that you say something about a mouse, because I'd purchased some cookies once and I left them on the countertop. All my food that I have is, instead of being in the cupboards, I just leave it on the countertop. And I had some cookies that I had open. And I get up in the morning, I thought I heard a rustling noise. And I get up in the morning and I see a cookie on the floor. And it was chewed all around the edges of the cookie. And I thought, that is a mouse. And almost all cities and countries have mice. So I figured I'll get a trap. It had to have been a mouse, I'm thinking. Because here where I am sitting at this table is like a poker table with a top on it. If you take the top off, there's a green felt. You can have poker chips. And so there's poker chips and cards and stuff in here. So this is where I keep my computer. But I'm sitting there, and out of the corner of my eye, by my feet, I seen something go across the floor so fast that I couldn't get what it was. But I never ever thought about mouse. This happened before the cookie incident. And while I'm sitting there also, I have some papers beside me, and I noticed this beetle, this long. A beetle, as long as my finger is. He had wings. He wasn't flying. He was just crawling, and I've never seen one like this before. So I smacked at one and squashed his head or something or other, but he was still kind of moving. So I picked him up and threw him outside. And I thought, well, that's a pretty big bug. And I thought, well, maybe that was the thing that ran across the floor. Then the incident of the cookie came along, and this was chewed. You could tell chewing teeth marks around the edge of this cookie. And I thought, that is a mouse. That thing I saw was a mouse. He ran, and the gap between the front door there and the floor to get outside is like that much. A mouse could go through there real easy. Those little tiny geckos come inside the house here sometime too. I can see them. I see them. If I'm not home, maybe they're coming in, but I don't see them in the walls. They know how to get out. So anyway, I go to the store around the corner here the guy sells hardware stuff. And I said, have you got a mouse trap? He brings out this big cage that traps them live. And I said, no, I don't want that big thing. I don't want to pay the money to a big live trap like that. Just sell me a mouse trap. So he comes out with this trap that goes, sting, kind, but it's huge. It's a rat trap. I thought, well, have you got anything smaller, like for a mouse, not a rat? And he just said, what we got. So I said, if I catch the mouse in this thing, I'll cut him in half. If he's almost too big, if he's chewing on the thing that sets it off, thing will fly down behind him and maybe cut his tail off, but that's too big. But I bought it anyways. It was only a few pesos. So I set it up, and man, has it got a spring on that thing. And boy, holy smokes, if I catch him with that. So I set it up, and then I went to the grocery store, and they have mouse traps there. Not the trap kinds, but the kind that were like glue. If they step on them, they're stuck there. very sticky. So I bought that and I put that on the floor and I put some peanut butter and all those things and some bits of cookie on them. And never did catch him, never did hear of anything, never saw any more chewing or rather after that. So I imagine he went back outside. I don't know how he got in here in the first place, but he must have left the residence. I've never heard one since, but they are here. I think I actually saw him, but I couldn't tell what it was. I just, a blur or something run. And the way he was going, the direction he was going, he could get outside, out the front door there, run outside. So that's the story about the mouse. Now, the story about moving is I felt bad about, saying, well, and I didn't have to pay first month and last month like they do in Canada. When you rent, you pay the first month and the last month in advance, so that when you move out, they're paid for that month already, and it gives you a chance to save up for rent on the next place. And then they come in and check to make sure everything's okay. So I went and videoed this whole place to make sure that if he says, oh, this, and this is not correct, I've got turn the air conditioning on. I have to have air conditioning on, guys. Sorry. I'll make it, anyways. So that's why I'm still here, Rob. I kind of would feel bad myself, because if I want to come next winter again somewhere here, I got to set up a place where I want to go in advance, like before I even go back home. I want to make sure that I set up somewhere else, Puerto Vallarta or near Tulum or someplace else. I've got to set this all up before I even come here, because it's harder to do it from back home to here rather than while I'm here and saying, if I come next year in October, November, whenever I can, would you have a place for me and what have you? And so I want to make sure I have that all set up before I even come here. So that's why I haven't been to Tulum yet. I want to set it up, but they have pickups in all the hotels. They pick you up, then they take you to Tulum. They do the tours. It's an all-day thing. You leave about 7 in the morning, between 7:30, and you come back about 7:30, sometimes 11 in the evening. So it's like an all-day thing. So anyways, that's I would love to move to somewhere else. I've kind of had my fill of Cancun. I've been here 6 times. The other times were only weeks. They weren't months. They were just maximum of 2 weeks, doing dental work, checkups, fixings, whatever. One time I came just because it was a holiday for 2 weeks, but it was always Cancun. And when I'm now here in Cancun, there's a lot of foreigners here, of course, and a lot of speak English, and they were saying how beautiful Cancun is. And yes, Cancun is a beautiful place, nice place. But once you live here, you all of a sudden begin to notice the darker side of Cancun. And there is a darker side of every city. It's not just because there's a darker side. It's like you go to the slum areas of any city, you'll find garbage, and you find garbage here everywhere. Like where I live, there's garbage at every telephone pole, power pole. My friend doesn't like to call them telephone poles. He likes to call them power poles. So don't ever call them a telephone pole. So anyways, there's garbage everywhere. The streets need to be repaved in certain areas, and the sidewalks are horrendous. They don't seem to fix anything. The parks, when you go to the parks and they have swings and slides, and there's not much in the way of grass areas. They're usually a jungle that just has a few trees cut out, and then slides and swings and maybe bigger area for basketball court or a soccer court. So there is places like that, but you have to, if it's just a city block big, It's pretty jungled. Like there's trees and stuff in the middle of this park, like all over the place. It's even in the pathways that they have where you walk, there's a tree growing right out of the middle of the pathway. I think I have one video out there already showing you where I'm flying along the sidewalk area, and the tree, I got to dodge the tree to go around. And out of the outside of the pathway, it's just like dirt, jungle. There's no grass where you could set down a blanket and enjoy a picnic or something. There's no sunlight shining in there. The parks are. There are those places though. I went to one yesterday that was a huge park. It had nice grassed area. It had several one soccer court and several basketball courts. So and a real big grass area. I flew there yesterday, took one battery and flew around. Like when you fly for 15 minutes, it's a long time. I flew around up high, looking down. It was a huge place. That was a nice park. Now those are all over the city too. But when you get to live here, you get to learn about certain things that other foreigners that are here for just a week or two, that they don't maybe see, or they don't go to the places where they see those. Megavan Mike, it's good to see you, brother. Well, hello. I don't want to start beginning to feel guilty about I haven't been around, but thank you, my friend, for popping in. Amazing. I am subbed. I'm one of those guys that it costs me absolutely nothing to sub to people. If I'm not subbed to you, type in here, you're not subbed to me, and I'll sub to you. It costs me nothing. It doesn't cost me a penny. And I might even check out your videos. The longer time you are into YouTube, the harder it is to go and visit every single person that you're subscribed to and visit all the lives that are out there. I could do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And hey, my friend from Medicine Hat, Guarantee from Medicine Hat, finally looked at his phone and said, "Hey, Wayne emailed or sent me a message." Yes, it is. Or yes, he is. Oh, the Air 2. No video was saved. I asked him about which drone he had, and it crashed on him. It just flew away. DJI is one of the best drone companies out there. Their drones really work really well, although they all have a con, something that doesn't work, but they're usually not known for flying away. And his just flew away. And it crashed. And he got it back, and then he Megavan Mike, that's a town I have been to and haven't heard in a while. You've been to Medicine Hat in Alberta? This is Alberta we're talking about. I don't know if there's any other thing called Medicine Hat. I can help with that, Arlen. We'll get together. I'm right on a live right now, but after the live, I'll contact you. Anyway, Megavan Mike, are you are you a Canadian or a U.S. And you just happen to have been there? Medicine Hat. There's a few stories going around about how Medicine Hat got its name. I like the one about the the war between two Indian nations, and the medicine man was killed, and his hat was, or his, whatever you call their hats, the medicine man hat, was floating down the river, and somebody saw that and said, a medicine man hat. And that's the one explanation that I'm right. Wisconsin. Oh, okay, had a girlfriend from Canada. So I take it that was a past tense one. I don't mean to laugh at the situation. I don't know anything about it, but how are Canadian girls, women? She lives there in Medicine Hat right now? Oh, cool. Very cool indeed. I can help with that, Arlen. Just, we'll get together. I'm right on a live right now, but after the live, I'll contact you. That was the message I sent him. He has the Air 2, which crashed. Nice drone. Beautiful drone. All DJI drones are really good. You all seen or know the videos that I've got out about my Avata. I love this drone. This is DJI's second FPV drone. Their first one is true FPV. This one here flies with a controller. It flies with this controller. I control it with this thing. I pull the trigger to go. It's got buttons on the back there, and you tilt it left or right when you want to fly. When you want the drone, how this flies is this way. It goes forward. It cannot go backwards by turning this around. I'll explain that. It goes this way, it'll turn right. If I go this way, it'll turn left. If I go like up, it goes up like this, not like this. And if I go down, it goes down like this, not like this. So that's how this controller. That's how this controller works. I might explain something to you, Mike, about the Mavic Pro in a minute. I think most of you know that I have the Mavic Pro also, but not anymore. And I'll explain that a little bit later. So anyways, the goggles for this drone, you wear goggles, and that's how you fly this. So in the goggles, they can also have something called head tracking mode. So if I'm flying with this thing and I got the goggles on and I got head tracking turned on, and I go like this, the drone will turn. And if I go like this, the drone will also turn that way. But if I keep this pointed the same direction and turn my head this way, the drone will still turn like this. And if I turn my head the other way, the drone will turn that way. So I can control the drone with my head movement. If I go like this and go up, this drone will go up and the camera will be pointing straight ahead. But if I go up and look down with my head, the camera will look down, but I'll be going up. And the same thing going down. If I look down, coming down, I'll see the camera moves up and down like this. The drone doesn't tip. The camera points down and it comes down like this. So this is the tricky thing. So if I'm flying along like this, it's straight, and I turn my head, the drone will turn like that. So the drone, if I go like this, the drone will turn. And if I go like this, turn my head and like this, the drone will turn and go sideways. Now, if I keep this pointed straight and turn my head completely around or turn around my whole body, but keep this, don't move this, the drone will fly backwards, actually fly backwards. So that's how I can control flying backwards with this controller, with using the head tracking. Now, using the other controller, the one that you hold with the two knobs the two sticks that you fly, then I can control it left, right, back, forward, up, down, and I can do flips. I can flip right over like this, or flip over this way. With this thing, I can't do flips. If I could make it flip sideways like this, it would turn off. The motors will turn off when you get it to a certain degree. So when it comes home, you bring it home, you can land it. Or if you just hover above the ground and you grab it like this and go like that, the motors shut off, they turn off. So that's how this Mavic Pro, or Mavic, or the Avata flies. I love this drone. It's called the Cine Whoop. It brings you to, if you've only flown with the cinematic drones, otherwise this brings you to FPV, and wow, it's just, this is my go-to drone. Now, Megavan Mike, hang on, I got one story for you, Mike, if you can. And the rest of you, I'm sorry to say I do not have the Mavic Pro anymore. That thing is about 6 years old, but I lost it for a third time. And I won't be able to get this drone back anymore. I'm in Cancun, and there's a great big, huge Ferris wheel, like hundreds of feet high, maybe more than 100 feet high. So my Mavic, I hacked the software to it where I could fly right at the airport, and it had a few kind of funny glitches in it that if I took it up, the light at the back would change to flashing yellow, which told it that the GPS wasn't exactly correct. So I'd bring it home, calibrate the compass, go up, green light flashing, yes, it's good. It would fly somewhere, I could fly it over there, but then it would say on the controller that it needs to be calibrated again. So it had this funny glitch. So I always made sure I tried to have it in contact with it at all times. So I flew it up to this Ferris wheel, and I'm taking nice video of this Ferris wheel going around, all the way around the Ferris wheel. And then on my controller, it said system error. And I thought, oh, we're having this problem, system error. And it's a couple hundred feet up. It's 240 feet up. So this Ferris wheel is about 200 feet up or more. So I pushed the return home button, and on the screen it said, return home not available. And I thought, what do you mean return home not available? So it wouldn't come home. So I look up, I could see it. So I brought it over tried to get it over towards me, and it would kind of come over there, and I have a picture of the map on my phone. I could see where it is according to the Ferris wheel, and it's moving, but it's going backwards, coming my direction at an angle. And it kept saying system error. And all of a sudden it wouldn't, the digit readout about where it was, like how high it was, the speed it was going, went to straight blanks. So I didn't know in what direction I was flying anymore. I couldn't see it. It went behind me, but I could tell how high it was. It said it was 200 meters or feet, not meters, 200 feet high. And I thought, okay, let's try the home button again. Return home. Return home not available. Wouldn't come home. So I pushed the stick forward, thinking it's pointed in that direction, it's going to come home. And the numbers appeared on the distance it was away from me. And the numbers were getting larger, which means it was going away from me. But the drone was pointed on the map towards me. And it wasn't moving though. My blue dot was here, and the drone was like here, and it wasn't moving. It was just sitting there. So I'd push forward, no forward. I'd go up and down. Yes, the up and down stick would make it move up and down. Then it said something about battery low. landing. And I thought, well, what do you mean landing? It's not near me. So it came down, and I kept pushing up on the stick, and it would go up, then it would come down, and it got to 4 feet above the ground. And I thought, holy smokes, it's going down, that's for sure. And I don't know where it's 4 feet above the ground. At least I'm not in the trees. Where am I? So I zoom in on the map, and I'm above, unfortunately, the place called the Lagoon in Cancun City, the big lagoon filled with crocodiles. And I was 4 feet above the surface of the water. And I pushed the thing up, and it went up to 200 feet again, but it would not move sideways, front, back, nothing, just up and down. And the battery was getting low. And I'd lost this drone three other times, but got it back because it landed somewhere and somebody picked it up. It's got my phone number on it. It's licensed. But like I said, I've had it for 5 years, longer, 6 years. But it came down, and then it said it's something about lost connection. It said that several times, lost connection. So I turned my controller completely off and back on, because when you turn it off, it's going to automatically come home. So I turn it off, I turn it back on, I look, I see no connection, lost connection. So I have no idea. I could see on the map where I am, and I could see on the map where it thought the drone was, and I look, and it's still above the lagoon. Loss of connection. No connection, no connection, no connection. And it's been longer than the period of time that the battery, so like I can fly 25 minutes at the most with a fresh battery. So it's been 35 minutes. So I'm thinking lost connection, meaning the drone is down, the batteries are dead, I don't have any more connection. And I thought, well, somebody might find it and phone the number on it. But I looked at where it went down, and it went down in the lagoon. So it's underwater, it's in the lagoon. I'll never, ever get it back. This lagoon, nobody swims in this lagoon because there's crocodiles in there. So unfortunately, I lost my drone forever. I'll never get it back. And I have so many parts and pieces and batteries for Mavic Pro, I could go and look for another one. And I'd have all the stuff for it. I've got cameras. I've got 5 batteries still, or 4 batteries left. I've got arms with brand new propellers, not insured because it was hacked, for one thing. The software in it was hacked. DJI would never, and I don't even have this insured. Insurance, in my opinion, for DJI products is kind of a waste of money. If you do these, when these first came out and they were using the other controller, it would flip so high, and they would flip upside down and fall out of the sky. That was a programming error, and they would send their drone in, and DJI would fight with them and say, no, that's a human, you did that somehow, it was a human error, not a. So DJI finally said, okay, that's an error that is caused by our mistake, we're going to give you a new drone. But it's hard to fight with DJI to get your money back, to get insured. Yes, they do, I know that, but it's one of the hardest things to do. And if I would have had insurance and not being hacked, it might not have flown away that way, though, because it had different software on it. The software that said, don't send data back to China. That was one thing. Every time if I turn this drone on, just get the motors going, it relays data back to China right away. So I'm never going to hack this one, never. But I'm not going to upgrade it, because now they're forcing Canada to have something called ID, remote ID. I don't want that. I don't want to be able to sit there and fly my drone and have somebody tap me on the shoulder and says, you're flying a drone and I don't like drones, and do whatever they do to you. That's what they can do with the remote ID. This sends out data so that you're on a phone, you can pick up the data and find out my location, what kind of drone I have, where it's flying, the altitude, the speed, everything, and where I'm standing. I don't want that. Right now, this doesn't have that. If I update the software on here, then it will have that. And this is over the 250 milligram weight. So anyways, I haven't really shed a tear about the losing my Mavic though, and I probably will, because that drone itself, that one I got, that's a $2,000 drone, it's Canadian money. What is that? $100 in American money? I don't know. But anyways, it meant a lot to me, that drone. This one can't do the same kind of cinematic, beautiful video that I like to try to do. So I might have to go and keep my eyes peeled for, I don't even know if I want to buy another Mavic Pro. And if I buy anything else, all the stuff I have is won't work on it. I had 3 Mavic Pros in my lifetime. When I lost the first time, I needed a drone so badly, I bought another one. Then I got that one back. And I thought, well, okay, I'll keep that and I'll sell the one I just bought. I sold it. Then I lost it again, a second time. And I waited for several days or a week or something, and I never got it back. And I thought, well, it's gone then. Nobody else can use it anyway. The controller has to be bound to it and whatever. But anyways, so I went out and bought another one. And then finally somebody phoned me and said, hey, we got your drone. So I got my drone back and I sold that one. So I kept my original one. I didn't. My friend telling me he's going out for breakfast. He'll be back, and then we'll talk later. But yeah, I mean, I feel bad. I lost my drone. I don't feel as bad as I really should, because that was this has been my go-to drone. It's a good thing I have this. This was gifted to me, so I have to save my rubles, save my pesos, so I can go out and get. I don't know what to buy. They're thousands of dollars, these things. A Mavic 3 would be a really nice drone, but I think it's like 2,000 American dollars, which is like $1 million Canadian dollars. But it does all that avoidance stuff built into it. If I buy a mini drone, I don't. The only thing I don't like about minis are their size. They're too small. The motors are too small, and they're such a small thing. Whereas if you get a gust of wind, it'll blow you around. But I can't fly this thing in very windy conditions either. So if I'm avoiding windy conditions, I can fly a mini drone. The Mini 3 Pro is a beautiful drone. It's like 1,700 Canadian dollars, though. I could just walk over to La Isla, which is a big mall area in Cancun here. They have a DJI company right there. I could just go over and pick one up. But I don't know what kind of drone to get, whether to get the bigger, the minis are under 250 grams, so I don't have to really register it. And if I buy a drone that's bigger than that, I wouldn't register it anyways. I would obviously try to fly it illegal, as I'm not doing illegal things, but I don't want to register my drone. I just want to fly it where I want to and when I want to. So, but honestly, for the price of a drone, I can get a new DSLR body for my new lenses. I know that's the thing. DJI, their drones are excellent drones, but their prices are excellent too. They're very high priced. And every single drone that you buy of theirs has some cons in it that are actually pretty bad. This thing they put out way too early before testing it. They put it out way too early. And the thing is, they're forcing you to do things through their software. I don't have to upgrade the software on here. The software gives you, I can't go below 60 frames a second. I can't video in 30 frames. This doesn't have it. But the new software allows you to shoot in 30 frames a second. And it does also some other things. I can set it to Cine-like video instead of D-Link video. But I don't care about those things. So the minute I upgrade the software to this thing, it now adds the feature called Remote ID, which means I cannot fly this thing unless I hook up my phone to it. And that would be hooking up my phone to the other controller and then plug the phone in and then fly it. It won't even turn on. And I don't have the other controller, for one thing, which would now cost another $300 for that. So forget it. I can fly this perfectly fine just the way it is until I upgrade it. I'm not going to upgrade this. It's going to stay the way it is. I love this little drone and the goggles. It's beautiful. But I like to do some of the other type flying still. So if I go with the Mini, I might go with the Mini 3 Pro. It has a lot of features. At least it has forward sensors, down sensors, and backward sensors. They don't sense sideways. If I go with the Mavic 3 Classic, which is too expensive, it's about $3,000 Canadian. I can't afford that. That has sensors all around, a 360-degree sensor. It knows where it is in the world. Beautiful features if you want to pay for that. But I'm looking at the S2, which is over 250 grams, but it has a lot of beautiful features and is just as much as the Mini 3, I think, which is 1,700 Canadian dollars for that. So I have to look up the prices more. But yeah, it's too bad. I've lost my drone. I accepted the fact that it's now gone. And DSLR body. I have the Canon, the T3i with a motor drive. It's collecting dust. And I have the Canon M50, which is a mirrorless camera. And I have the adapter so I can adapt all my lenses that I had before to that drone. And years ago, I had a camera called a Minolta film camera. And I sold the camera, but I kept all the lenses. And all the lenses are heavy glass. They're not plastic like a lot of lenses are nowadays. Heavy and glass. So I bought an adapter that I can adapt those lenses onto all my camera bodies that I have now. So I think I have really all the DSLR equipment I can use, and I have the DJI Osmo Pocket. That's gimbaled already, part of the camera. It's gimbaled. I have the DJI Osmo Action camera, which is not gimbaled, but I do have a gimbal for it that I put it on. It's like more like a GoPro type camera. And I have that gimbaled. Let's just see if I have that on my table here. Hang on, I'll go have a look. Yes. Oh my goodness. So this is the Osmo Action camera with this gimbal. So what have we got here? Let's turn it like so. Yeah, so if I turn this on, okay, that's backwards for some reason. I don't know why it's backwards like that, but there. So now I can move this and the camera will be gimbaled. And I can turn the camera all the way over. That's bottom end on that side. So it's all the way over 360. Whoops, I lost power to my gimbal. All the way over and all the way back. Check out the Mavic 3 Cine. Yeah, I know this. That's an expensive one. They have the Osmo, the Osmo. They have the DJI Mavic 3 special or whatever it's called. I think it's American, $6,000. $6,000. Like, wow. I have a Propel 2 Flex, never been out of the box. Wow. Now I added this little microphone. This is not, it just plugs into the camera. Oops, it's upside down. Okay, this is actually backwards. Okay, that's bottom end that direction. So it'll go all the way around this way, all the way. There, now it's bottomed out again. So that's that far all the way around. And I think this is the way it's supposed to be facing that way right now. So when I turn the Osmo Action on, okay, and I think it's voice controlled. I can say start recording. There, that's now it's recording. Start recording. Okay, I think sometimes it picks up the words that I say, because if I say stop and then recording, it'll stop recording. And sometimes I'll say it 5 times and it won't stop. So maybe when I say start and recording, it thinks I said stop. Stop recording. There. And shut down. Shut down. See, it won't, it's still on. Let me turn it around for you. So, shut down. Oh, there, it finally shut down for me. So, that's what the camera can do. And then the gimbal can do all kinds of things. I can set this whole thing up and set it on like a pathway, a park pathway, and use my phone and control the whole thing from a distance away. So if I want to catch some animals, I can turn this around. I can follow somebody by face recognition. I can do all kinds of things with the gimbal. And then the camera itself can do a lot of things that See, let's try this again where it goes all the way. Now that's all the way up. So it's just about facing down this way. So if I go the other way, it's turning all the way around, all the way over. So that's bottom end there. So, and if I turn it sideways, let's see how far this goes. Okay, that's bottomed out. Now I'm not turning the handle, but let's push the button. See, I'm not turning the handle. And it goes completely around, more than a 360, or almost a 360. That's bottomed out there. So it can do some amazing movements, that's for sure. Oh, I got the Pro upside down. That's why it says the Pro is upside down. There, that's supposed to be, that word Pro is supposed to be the right way up. How come I can't have that? There. Okay, it's like thus. I think it's supposed to be like this when it's powered up. I'm not sure. There, it's called eye steady. Now the word Pro is right side up. Otherwise, it was upside down before. And the name on the back here, eye steady. And it has a little bit of a fold out thing, which I can stand it on the table here. Turn it to my direction. Now, if the thing is, if I'm holding it like this, I got the obviously different modes. When I point it, tilt it backwards, it kind of keeps the direction the same. And when I turn it, it slowly turns. That's called PF. I think that's just follow me mode. Then there's one called PT. So when I turn it, it turns, but when I go forward, it tilts when I tilt it up or tilt it back. It just doesn't. What does this mode do? Oh, lock mode. Now it's locked completely. Even when I turn the handle, it doesn't, I'm turning the handle. It locks right on the position. It doesn't move. So if I've got something in focus there, it keeps it there. And the last mode is, when I tip it up and down, it tips. Something like a follow. All these modes, I don't even know how it works, but anyway. I can also, this is the gimbal that's doing that, not the it's by Hohem iSteady. Now I can rotate the camera, that's whatever degrees that is, 45 degrees, and I can rotate it the other way. That's the limit on that. But the camera itself has got something called iSteady, which tries to keep the horizon steady. So if I'm just hold it by hand, it's not bad. It keeps it pretty steady. It's got like a built-in gimbal. But an electronic gimbal is not as good, in my opinion, as a handheld real gimbal. But this is big and bulky to carry around, and if you're out in a crowd, people see you with this and they know you got a camera, a big camera. Whereas the Osmo Pocket, which is actually my go-to, it fits in your pocket. It's small, inconspicuous. I'm videoing that direction right now, so you can see the camera there. And when I turn it around, 3 fast pushes, Then the gimbal turns around. Now I'm videoing the camera. What I see. You can see what I see. Oh well. Anyway, right there. So this is my go-to camera and my go-to drone. So when I go out for the day and I'm going to fly my drone, I take these two with me. There, now it's locked. Put it in its case, carry it around. Easy, easy peasy. So yeah, when you count up all the cameras you have one on your phone, you have one on here, one on there. I even, I have the original Osmo with onboard camera, still a great bit of kit for tight spaces. I know DJI actually makes some pretty good equipment, you know. I mean, for being a Chinese outfit, they make some very good. The original Osmo, I have that Osmo Action. I don't know. I did a video about it, and some people that followed me actually went out and purchased one. At the time, they were like better than the GoPro 6 or whatever it was. But the new GoPros, you can turn almost right upside down and the horizon stays set steady. Okay, Bruce, thank you again, my brother, for popping in. I enjoy your company, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for popping in and spending the time out of your day to come by, wasting your time to come by. Just remember, if nobody has told you they loved you today, let me be the first. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to come by. You're all awesome to me. My family, my friends, and Michael has just popped in the house. And I don't know how long you've been in there, Michael, but I just did my statement about the if nobody has told you they loved you today, let me be the first. I love each and every one of yous, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come by and visit my humble live streams. And like I said, you're all actually too awesome as far as I'm concerned. And as far as Michael, we were talking one time about wisdom and courage and strength. Well, I came across something on YouTube the other day, and I'm gonna make. I have to try to make a video of it. I don't know when it'll come out, but it's like a prayer to God, and the prayer kind of goes like, I pray to the Lord that He gives me strength, and God gives me difficulties to make me strong. And I ask in my prayers for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. And I ask God for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. And I ask God in my prayers for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered. And I love that so much that I have to try to make a video of some kind about that. Like that saying is not mine. I found that on YouTube somewhere, but I just loved it so much that I have to try to. It inspired me so much about the wisdom and courage and strength. Please, God, give me some strength. So He gave me difficulties to make me strong. Please, God, give me the wisdom to understand things. And God gave me problems to solve. Please, God, give me courage. And He gave me dangers to overcome. and I asked God for love, and he gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered. And I love that so much. So if you just came in, Michael, thank you very much. I have the video ready for you. Oh, cool. Very cool. Put it in your Dropbox somehow, or if you know how to do that. I cannot change the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, right on. That's a very good saying. Set a Dropbox, and then I need you to send me a link in my email, so I know where to go. I have people, Rob on the road here is going to send me a link to his Dropbox. He's going to put some photos in there for me, and I can go get those. And I had a slideshow today, and he's going to send me some photos. And I think Bruce from the Armchair Wanderer is going to send me some photos to put on. And anyone else, you're more than welcome. Please send me, I've got emails in the description below there, and send me a way to pick up your videos, your films, or whatever, your photos. I'll run them on my lives. And now that I have a new piece of software that I'm gonna check it out, and I think I'm gonna use it, the eViewMux. eViewMux is an outstanding piece of kit software that I'm going to use, and I'm going to have middle of this week, or maybe even tonight, tomorrow, sometime, I'm going to do another pop-up live using that software. Okay, Michael, thanks for doing that, and we'll get together and discuss what you're really wanting me to do. I don't want to take what you have set up there and butcher it and make it something that you didn't have in mind, or just to show it would be fine if you just want me to put it up somewhere. You're getting a haircut today. I got mine all cut. Make sure you get them all cut, not just one. So you'll send it soon. Well, I have nothing to do, so send it ASAP. So I have something to do. I'm actually going to go out and get a bite to eat somewhere. Instead of making something, I want to go let somebody else make something, and I'll eat it, whether it be tacos or a regular American type food. I know I have to start eating a little better. I gotta lose some weight. Right on, my favorite brother. Is there such a thing? Well, anyways, my friend, my family, my brother, all of yous. And I guess I should end this live stream. It's been 2.5 hours. You see now that eViewMux only allows you 2 hours per day and 30 hours per month. So 2 hours a day, that's 15 days. So if you go 1 hour every day, you can go for 30 days. It's like amazing. And I'll try to make it tomorrow, Michael. I can't promise because I want to get to Tulum. I want to go to Tulum, and I have to go when the tour goes. So are you having any more lives, Rob? I'll try to make it if I can, Michael. You are used to lives. I know you are, because I went to the one where you had guests on, and I can see you're all comfortable with that. and you guys had a great time. And I know you actually purchased the melon, and it looks like you know how to use it really well. If I'm not saying you go out and use eView Mux, you purchased melon, you might as well use it. But I'm just wondering about the lives. How often do you have lives? Do you set up lives every week, every other day, once a month? One a week. Is that what fortnight means? Once a week? What does fortnight mean? I'm too stupid to understand. Hit the like button. Thank you, Michael. Thanks for suggesting that. I have to hit that myself. I always hit the like button on every one I put out myself, or the the thumbs up. I hit that on every one of my own. I don't know if YouTube counts it as far as Melon does conferencing. I think StreamYard also does, but the new eView Mux EVMUX eVMux. I think it has the capabilities are endless. Once a fortnight, but aiming for weekly. Okay, so what is a fortnight? How many days is a fortnight? But you're aiming for once a week. I do every Sunday. I guess everybody knows that that's in here now, that I do every Sunday at 12 noon my time. It is now 2:31. So whatever time you have right now, if it's 3:31 or 4:31 or 12:31, make sure to set your clocks at you put a link on there. 2 weeks is a 14 days fortnight. You put a link in here. Thanks for posting that there, Michael. Anybody wanting to pop over? By all means, do so. I'm thinking I really had a great turnout today. I've got another video coming out. Here's the write-up for it. The video is, let's say that you really honestly knew that you only had 7 days to live. I mean, nobody knows when you could die tomorrow. Next few minutes, you could have a heart attack and die. You can die anytime. So knowing that, would you spend the time arguing with your neighbor? Would you spend your time arguing with anyone, knowing that you could die at any time? Why would you waste your time arguing with someone? You would do your time according to you. Thanks, Michael. And Philly, look at that. I don't know how you know how to do that. If you're using your phone, Michael, that's very good. I'm not very efficient at my phone. So like, for example, like time. What's time ticking away is not a clock. A clock, what's time ticking, what's ticking away is not a clock. What's ticking away is your life itself. Now I just kind of thought this up and wrote my thoughts down for a change, 2 pages worth, and the backside of this one, on what would you do if you knew you only had 7 days to I think if you wanted to, Michael, type in exclamation point. Let me just see if this works. I don't know if I have Philly and them guys in there, but exclamation point Michael. You type in exclamation point and the first word of someone's, now their stream elements came up and typed in the how to get to your channel. I don't think I have Philly in here. It would be just exclamation point Philly. And exclamation point, yeah, see, it's taking too long. I have to program that in there to do that. And I haven't done that. So let me try like Rob on the road. You type exclamation point Rob. It doesn't matter whether it's capitals or not. And there it puts Rob on the road. Stream Elements does that. Or if you got the time, you can go to someone's channel, copy and paste their link and pop that in. So I can see I have to go out and do Philly. I have to write that down in my book here. And I don't have I don't have in here either. There you go. Nomadic, mine works. What do you know? I guess I must be in there. I was missing another one. Ronney Braun. Oh, but I have the old Ronney Braun. Ronney. I don't have Megavan Mike in here either. Or Scooby. I don't have Scooby in here either. S Scooby. I don't have that in there either. Or Megavan Mike. So Scooby has got to be put in here. Once I put them in, then they'll come up every time. Megavan Mike. Yeah, I don't have those in there either. January giveaway. Video will be up soon. January giveaway. Oh yeah, you give away. I go to their channel and copy and paste. That is a bit of work, and that's why I did the stream elements to do that. But great that you can do that. That's amazing. I don't know if anybody. I think you have to be a moderator to type those in. Michael happens to be a moderator, and anybody that wants to be a moderator means you've got a blue wrench. You can just ask, and I can add you as a moderator, which means you have a lot of power when you're a moderator. You can kick people out of the live stream. You can block people from coming in. Yeah, no, I set up stream elements to do it that way. I can set up so that anybody can type in exclamation point and the first name of their channel to bring up the channel, but I set it up as moderators only. And I used to have everyone as a moderator, but then it got to the point where some moderators that I didn't really know would do certain things. They would boot other people out that I knew they shouldn't be doing. So I took everybody off as a moderator, took them all off, and started over and asked if anybody wants to be a moderator to ask. So anybody that I've got people in that are moderators right now that haven't been to one of my lives in months, but they're still a moderator. I haven't taken them out. Yeah, yeah, Brandon, that's why it didn't work for you. It's not that I'm restricting you in any way, shape, or form. It's just that I made it so that only moderators could type in exclamation points, whatever. So that's the only reason. It's not, I'm not disqualifying you from anything. You can type in anyone can do something. I forget what it is. Anyone. Let's see, Brandon, did you type in Michael when you did that? That may work. If you type in, yeah, you did, and it did not work. You typed in Michael. Yeah, that's non-moderators, which means anybody can do certain things, but I can't remember what it is. I have to go into Stream Elements and find out what that is. Oh yes, Michael, you were on your way out. Okay, and I was ready to shut down my live for the day. I've overdone my time. I've had a few of you that were in here for almost the full time of the 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And like I said earlier, if nobody's told you that they loved you today, may I be the first on this Sunday. I love you. And you are awesome. Stay awesome, my friends and my brothers and sisters. Stay awesome. I'll take a wrench. I'll take a wrench if it's not necessary. Otherwise, I am fine without one. Philly is not, okay, hang on, Philly. Hang on. I got to go to YouTube to do this. I can't do it through StreamYard. So I'll make you a wrench and then you can try it out. Just hang on. Let me just hang on. Don't go away. Go to lives. Okay, we'll go to my live. There it is. Let's go to the live. And there it is. And I see Philly right there. And if I click on the little thing there and it says add moderator. Okay, Philly, you now are a moderator. You should have a blue wrench by your name. So go in and type in exclamation point Michael, because I know Michael's name will come up. I just made Philly a moderator. He should have a blue wrench. And if you have a blue wrench, you can also ask what the commands are that you are capable of typing in. And to talk to the bot is Stream Elements. To talk to the bot, it's always preceded by an exclamation point. So I think exclamation point, let me type it in. And see what that does. That may bring up just that I can see that. Commands. Okay, you can, I don't know if you guys can all see that. By clicking that thing, you can see all the commands that a moderator can type in. I have the torque wrench. Well, there you go. You have the wrench. And that list of commands there will show you all the commands you could type in. But I have to program in people's names. Like in order for Philly Road Trek to come on, to pop up your channel name, I have to go into Stream Elements and build that to say that next time I come on, you should be in there because I'll program you in. And the same with Scoopy. Brandon, I'll put his name in there also. So, okay, I have to program that in there so that you would have to type in exclamation point And then Philly would bring up your channel and exclamation point Scooby. You don't have to type the whole channel name in, just Scooby, and that will pop up. Now, I don't know. Michael typed in commands and it showed another command list. Cool. There you go. I, as the owner, see it probably different than you do. So as a moderator, you probably see it differently. But that's okay. So I've got to make sure that I do program in Mega Van Mike and all these other ones, which I don't have programmed in there yet. Where did they go? Oh, here we go. Philly, Scooby, Mega Van Mike. I think I have everyone else in there. Oh, no, I didn't program Philly in there yet. Even though he is a mod, I have to program him into Stream Elements to make it work. That would take a few minutes. I'd have to go to Stream Elements and type that in. I have to go and actually find Philly's link and add it to the list. But Philly himself should be able to type in exclamation point Michael because he's a moderator. He can't type in exclamation point Philly. Nobody can, not even me, because it's not programmed in. I have to actually go there and program it in. And that, like I said, takes a few minutes. I got to go to the link, copy, paste, put it in and say, okay, when a moderator types in exclamation point and Philly, it's asking you to sign in to a Stream element? No way. What? No, don't go to Stream Elements. In this window here, in the stream thing, type in exclamation point Michael or Rob, spelled with ROBB. Completely unnecessary comment. I don't have 8-ball running, but there's something called 8-ball where you can type in exclamation point 8-ball and it gives you a random comment, but I have that taken out. Philly, there you go. It did. It shouldn't ask you to sign up for elements. Oh, maybe if you look at the commands thing and it's saying, yeah. So Philly, you actually have power to do exclamation point whatever, anything, but typing in the name Philly won't work yet until next Sunday. And the same thing with the Scooby, with Brandon. And Mega Van Mike, which would be Mike. Brandon and Mike. Wow, it's nice seeing Mega Van Mike here for a change. I haven't seen him in a long time. Yes, I was clicking on the link that Michael posted. Oh, okay. If you, I guess, yeah. Yeah, there is no 8-ball, unfortunately, not working. I turned it off because it was, I have to program in all the sayings and I didn't want to. Oh, okay, yeah, don't bother. Don't bother joining the thing. There might be two links when you type in exclamation point command. There might be two links that pop up. One of them is to join the Stream Elements, and the other one might be just to see the commands. I don't know why you want to ask you to join. Why would they do that in case not everybody wants to have live streams. Not everybody does live streams. for the command lines. Oh, okay. Let me just go somewhere. What if I go there? Because I'm the owner of it. Let's see what happens. Commands. Okay, now it's saying nomadic. Now there's two of them. To find a list of all commands, click here. Let's just see what that does. Oh yeah, you're right. It's asking me also to connect with either Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or whatever. Okay, I see that. What does the other one do? Stream elements dashboard. Well, that's if you are joined already. So it's the same thing. So yeah, don't bother with those. I'm already a member of Stream Elements because that's how this works. Okay. The default commands are, I have this one turned off. So I'll turn 8-ball on. Let's see what happens. It might be the next time. So type in exclamation point, the number 8, and then the word ball, all one word, like exclamation point, 8-ball. And see what that gives you. It should answer a question. Let me type one in and see what it does. It may not come on. Okay, Nomadic Vanman, the 8-ball says, look deep into your heart and you will see the answer. So that's what 8-ball does. But I have to type that. I have to type that in. And there's about 20 or 30 of them or something. And when you type one in, it picks a random one and puts it on the screen. But also, let me see also, it does the commands, it does the queue, it'll do uptime. So if you type in exclamation point uptime, it'll tell you how long I've been on the stream. So exclamation point uptime. What did Michael type in? All it says is, 8-ball says, yeah. Stream Elements has been streaming for, doesn't even say how many minutes. Well, that's a useless one. What else do I have? Nothing else. I used to have games and stuff on here where pirates would raid something and you would join in and you would collect chips, money. I have to go through and change my moderators, take some out that usually never come here anyway. 8-ball. Who came up with that one? Yeah, let me just see what 8-ball has for answers, how many it has. Oh, how come it went off? How come it went off? Oh, okay, that's everyone. Okay, custom commands. Here we go. If you are an ordinary person, what can you do? If you're an ordinary person, you should be able to do something. I can't, I guess you can't do much. You should be, I thought you should be able to type in a moderator's name. And that like somebody with everyone. Oh, channel level? That can't be right. Let me check this out. Channel level user. Oh, is that how you spell channel? Oh, see, I didn't program those in. User level. So that should say, oh, because I don't have a game set up. It should say Nomadic Vanman is at a level whatever. What does user do? User. Oh, and it should type my name in, but I don't have it programmed to do anything. Okay. Oh, user level, subscriber. Let's try broadcaster. Response. Command name, user. Okay, let's just see what happens here. Let's save that. Saved. Where did you see the smile? Which program was that? Or you mean like right here? I have teeth again. User. It still only says user. It should say my name there. Potato waffles. Have you ever had potato pancakes? I got to do some work on Stream Elements. I can see that out right away here. User level. Oh man, I got I got lots of work to do. Well, thank you, Michael. Now, I think Peter Dell was an actual, yeah, that was an actual subscriber. I haven't seen that person in a long time. But anyways, they're still in there. So I got a lot of work to do with Stream Elements yet. Okay, guys, I want each and every one of you to stay awesome, be cool, be kind, and we're going to end this stream. I've been on for 3 count 'em hours, and we had our at the beginning of the live stream we had the slideshow. So if you want to see the slides, whatever they were, explanation about each and every one, you'll have to go back to the beginning and have a look. You got any comments about the live stream, the photos or whatever was on the live stream, make a comment, thumbs it up. And I think we're going to end this live stream and build up another one for next time, for next Sunday. Set your clocks. It's now 3:00. And thanks, Michael. Set up your Dropbox so I can download that thing whenever you got the time. Set that up for me, and I'll come and download it, and we can go through it together and discuss. All right, guys, I am off. We'll catch you all on the next one.